Hi guys, thanks for joining our webinar today. I'm going to be introducing you to our entry-level professional printer, the new SureColor SC-P900. But if you have any interest in the P700 A3 model, and don't worry, because a lot of the features on the P900 are the same on both models, so it's worth staying tuned anyway. Just some quick housekeeping. If you're having any issues with the sound, you may want to connect via your phone. Dial-in details can be found under the audio section on the A2 webinar control panel. In a moment, you'll watch a 10-minute video where I go through the features of the P900. If you have any questions, you can submit them anytime throughout the session using the Q&A feature, which is located under the Questions tab, again on the control panel. My colleague Tom Owers will collate these and I'll answer them at the end of the session. Right, let's get on with it, shall we? First up, let's take a look at the new design. Immediately, you can see it's got a striking new appearance. Nice squared off edges and flat top, which will be perfect for storing your freshly produced prints. Underneath the top, you've got an LED light now, so you can see your prints as they're being produced. Great for checking design, layout, size, things like that, without having to print the whole paper. Size-wise, they're a lot smaller than they used to be. In fact, the P900 is 30% smaller than the P800, making it the smallest in its class. And if I didn't have the optional roll adapter attached to the back today, then I'd have an extra 8 inches of space on my desk, which would be great when I'm working from home. They're also lighter than they used to be, so carrying them in and out of your car is a lot easier. We've also introduced a new 4.3-inch LCD touchscreen, so it's much larger and it's easier for you to see your ink levels, check your paper settings, and whilst it's printing, it will actually show you a preview of the print job you're printing at that time. So really nice and handy to check that if you've sent multiple images to print. At the rear, we've got USB network connectivity, so it's nice and easy to access and connect in multiple ways. And we've also got Wi-Fi 2.4 and 5 GHz compatibility built in there somewhere, which is great so you can connect to your iPad now, which I'll come on to a little bit later in the software section. Moving on to the inks now, we've introduced our new Ultra Chrome Pro 10 ink set, specifically for the P900 and P700 printers. Why 10 you ask? Well, let me show you. We've now added a new violet ink. That violet ink is going to extend the colour gamut by about 6% overall, but it's going to be particularly obvious in the blues, the violets, the purple areas of any images that you print. So if you like flowers, butterflies, anything that's got nice, vibrant, rich blues in it, then you're going to see a big advantage of this. So it's great news, I'm sure. We've also enhanced our black inks, so you now get deeper, richer blacks, down as far as 2.9D max, so it shows lots of shadow detail. Great news if you like your neutral black and white prints. We've also included something now called Black Enhanced Overcoat and Carbon Black technologies, and this is where we use our smallest 1.5 picoliter droplet size to lay down over the print and smooth it out, so that when the light reflects from it, it gives a much smoother surface and therefore richer, wetter look to it. So if you like printing onto your coated papers, this is going to be a great advantage for you. If you've used our printers before, you'll know you need to switch between the photo black and the matte black, depending on whether you're printing onto a coated paper or a matte or fine art type paper. Now, because this is a true 10 channel, 10 color print head, you now don't need to switch between those blacks. The printer will automatically select which one it needs to use for that paper type, but there's no purging of inks. So again, great news, I'm sure, for a lot of you that have used our printers in the past. We've enhanced the life of the prints as well now. So under independent testing, the light fastness of these inks is over 300 years. So you can sell your prints with confidence, knowing that they're not going to fade and they're not going to colour shift in this lifetime at least. So great news again. We've also retained the maintenance tank from the P800. It is a new one, but it does the same job as before. So this collects any excess ink from when you're doing your borderless printing or doing your head cleans. And in normal conditions, you should only need to replace this about once or twice a year. So let's look at media loading now. As with most inkjet printers, there are multiple ways that you can load the paper into your printer. On the P900, there are 3 main ways that you can do that. First of all, there's the gravity fed system at the top. So that'll allow you to load anything from copier paper through to fine art paper. If you're loading fine art papers, Only load one sheet at a time, because you really want to make sure you take care of that print. Everything else, you can put multiple sheets in at a time. We've enhanced the side guides and the center grab wheel, so if you're using coated papers a lot, you'll be more consistent at loading those and reduce skewing. If you're loading something a bit heavier weight, you can use our front fine art feed. Just pops out like that, and then you can load your papers and it'll print on them completely horizontally. This allows you to print onto media up to 1.3 or 1000 GSM, such as our poster board that I have here. So you can see this is a nice thick poster board ready for display once it's been printed on, just like I've got on the wall behind me. You can also use this tray for printing onto the face of CDs or DVDs. So if you want to create a custom design when you're giving your customers a portfolio of their images or a video, then you can do that and you can print that all on this machine as well. Finally, you have the roll feed to the rear of the printer. This is an optional extra on the P900, but it's a great addition because you can create nice big panoramics that create a nice big impact. It can print up to 18 meters in length and up to 17 inches in width. You can print onto fine art, canvas or coated papers through any of these trays. So there's lots of options and lots of different medias for you to try out there. So we've taken a look at all the P900 hardware enhancements. Now I'd like to talk to you about our updated software package, Epson Print Layout. This package is designed to streamline your workflow, therefore making it easier and more enjoyable for you to print. It's offered for free from our website and the Apple App Store because it's now available not only in desktop but also available for your iPhone and iPad, so you can print wirelessly directly from your iPad, which is great news for those of you on the go. Let's take a look at it now, shall we? Epson Print Layout is Epson's free software package designed to streamline your print workflow, making it easier and more enjoyable for you to print. You can get it directly from the Epson website. It's available for Windows and for Mac, and now your iPad and iPhone via the Apple App Store. On the website, you can get more information about the software, and which printers it's compatible with. The P700 and P900 will be added to this list shortly. The software window looks like this. This is your main window, your gallery of images ready to print, and your printer settings. When you want to add an image to the software, you can drag and drop, or you can export directly out to your preferred editing package. When you want to remove it, you simply right click and eject. Simple as that. When you're ready to print, you can look at your settings, make sure you have the correct printer selected, select your paper type. These are all the pre-defined profiles from Epson Japan. If you want to add any profiles, you can go to Download Media. Using the Epson Media Installer, Epson will periodically update and add more approved medias to this list. So you can see what we have here now, and this will be added to, such as Epson Traditional Photo Paper. These are the European selection of papers, so it'll take a little bit longer to add in. If you want to add your own profile or your own paper that isn't on the Epson list, you can go to Edit Custom Media, just add it here, write in your own name, and then add the profile from your profile list. As you can see, I've already done a couple myself. When you press OK, you'll see they pop up in the bottom of the list here, indicated in this case by putting custom at the end. You then select your paper size, paper source, so this is the top input, roll paper, the front input, poster board, etc. Quality, again you have the variety of qualities, each one obviously increasing the quality and the amount of time it will take to print. The maximum being the max quality, carbon black, which then automatically selects the Black Enhance Overcoat, giving you the maximum quality on the coated medias. Moving on to layout settings, you have standard, which is just your standard as you can see on screen, panoramic, gallery wrap if you're using the roll paper, and template if you want to add multiple images to a page. There are several that are built in. Or you can create your own. You can alter the size of the image, alter the margins, depending on the layout that you particularly want. You can add a margin color if you wish. Color settings. It will default to using the ICC profile, so this will mimic the profile that you've selected above. In this case, it's the P700 and what would be the P900 premium luster photo paper custom profile I created. Or again, you can come back and select one of your own preferred choice as well anyway. If you prefer using Printer Manager's colours, then you can select this. Or if you're printing a black and white image, you can select Advanced Black and White Photo Mode. This will ensure the printer uses the blacks primarily over the other colours in the ink set, giving you the most neutral print that you can produce. You can adjust the tone, and this is adjusting the density of ink, so from light through to darkest. You can see how that affects the image on screen, and depending on the paper you're using, the amount of ink used on the paper will have a difference in showing the detail in your print. After that, it's simply a case of selecting print. Hi everyone.
Good morning everyone. Thank you for joining us, and thank you Dom for that comprehensive product overview. I know nothing quite beats seeing a product like this up close and in the flesh, but hopefully this webinar will be a worthy alternative given the current circumstances. We've had plenty of questions coming in from the live audience during the demonstration, which we'll start to work through now. Apologies in advance if we don't get to your question because we are on a time limit. But if you do need any further advice or information, I'd suggest speaking to one of our specialist reseller partners. So let's get cracking. Dom, are you ready for some questions?
Yeah, throw them at me.
Okay, coming your way. So first one from Dr. Humphrey. Does the printer come with an initial ink supply?
Yes, all our printers are supplied with cartridges in the box, and both the P900 comes with a full set, i.e. all 10 cartridges, completely full to the 50 millilitres that they normally are. So yes, you do.
Thank you. And another one also from Dr. Humphrey actually. Does it work without a maintenance tank?
No, it won't. The maintenance tank is a requirement of the printer. It needs that to collect any of the excess ink from when you're doing a borderless print, i.e. where it oversprays the page, or when you do an occasional printhead clean. So it does require that to be in. We do include a maintenance tank in the box alongside the inks as well. So you'll have one from the get-go.
Perfect. Okay, and a question about Epson print layout. Obviously a really comprehensive overview you just gave us of that piece of software. Does it work with the P600?
Yes, it does. Yeah, the software is compatible with the P400, P600, P800 through to our wide format range up to our 64-inch wide SureColor P20000, but it's been updated recently specifically for the P700 and P900. It's only the iPad and iPhone version that's currently compatible with the P700 and 900, but your P600, you can download print layout today and start using it.
Okay, perfect, thank you. And a question from Richard L regards the roll